Ooh. I just heard a hermit crab clink on the glass. Hello. So Brooke and I are going to be talking about advocating for hermit crabs and the proper care and just everything that we all are striving to share information about. Hi, Anna. So Brooke is going to be hopping on here. You see me? Brooke's going to hop on too. I don't know what platforms she uses. I'm kind of in the beginning stages of doing that, but I think it is important to remember that as long as you're trying to advocate, you're obviously going to have people who aren't ready to hear the truth or see the truth or want to make changes. But if you make the information available to them, then at some point they will be interested or want to know more, or in the back of their mind remember that they saw something about it and be ready to accept the information and make changes and step on the same plane as us and want to make a difference. So I am working on the social media thing. What I mainly do though is like I tag. It is trying to load. I don't know if I have to. No, because I'm not a. Do you want me to go off first and have you hop on? I can do that. Well, I don't think there had to be an invite. I didn't get one. Just came to the session like you guys, and then I allowed the access to my mic and video. I thought you were gonna make a rhyme there for a minute, Stacy. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working for her. I can try to back out. No, just some song lyrics. Oh, I don't know that song. Excuse me. Well, in the meantime, until Brooke can hop on, I'll just say that me advocating is a lot harder. Yeah, that'd be nice, Stacy. Just because I don't have first-hand experience like Stacy and.
Oh, hello.
There you are.
I'm in. Must be. I don't know. The lighting might not be that great. It's kind of dark in here. Hello, everyone.
It's nice to see you finally.
Okay, good. You can see me.
Yes, you're good.
All right. So I don't know what y'all were talking about before I got in.
Oh, I was just saying, like, it's harder for me to advocate because I can't speak out of experience. Like you guys have, you have Crab Central Station, and then there's like the Boardwalk ad and all this stuff. So you guys are already like avid, advocators, and I'm not. But I think that if someone wants to start advocating, they can do what I do, which is I just tag or share your guys' videos or reference Crab Street. And I'm not huge on social media. I'm sure I'll get there, but like I have my Etsy shop, and on the Etsy shop and in all the listings and in the thank you notes, I always make it a point to tell everyone to go to Crab Street Journal for and Lycos. So that's kind of me starting. I'm sorry, I have a horrible tan line. My Fitbit, I had to charge it.
Okay. Yeah, that's something everyone can do if they have social media, is just link Lycos or Crab Street Journal, because that's the easiest thing to do if you just don't have a lot of time and to put a lot of effort into it or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely a start. And that's the thing, is baby steps. And I think that's the best first step that anyone can take. Mm-hmm. Hi, Jeannie. Yes, and the adoption program.
Yes,
absolutely.
The adoption program is really important, especially when we're trying to get people to stop buying from pet stores and things like that. But yes, so I mainly advocate on Instagram. My mom does more of the Facebook stuff. So if anyone has questions about Instagram specifically, that's what I do. Or I can just kind of talk about what I usually do. If you just
Yeah, can you? Because I don't do much on Instagram, and that'd be something good, I think, for everyone.
Okay, I see a question. What are good tags? So tags is where you have a hashtag and then your post will automatically be posted to all of those hashtags and people can see them if they follow those hashtags. So you can always put 30 per picture and I'll see some that I use. I'll pull some up here. And I think the main one is just hashtag hermit crab because that most people follow that one and it's simple.
Okay.
If you tag me on Instagram and it's a post where someone needs help, I'll come and give them. I've read that less hashtags is better than more. Do you know if that's true? I'm not sure. I think it doesn't really matter because when you have more hashtags, if more people follow those hashtags, then more people will see it. And if you have less, then it still pushes it out to those hashtags. So I don't think it matters really. Not that I've seen. I usually put as many as possible, which I think is 30. It gives you a limit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to see. I'll try to do 3 or 4 and see if that changes. So here's some that I did recently. Hermit crab, hermit crabs. And then the specific post I'm looking at was my brevy had eggs. So I did like hashtag hermit crab eggs and then hermit crabs of Instagram, hermit crab care. So those are ones I usually always do is hermit crabs. Those are the ones people usually follow.
And is this for Crab Central Station or what's the Instagram?
Yeah. This is for Crab Central Station. We post pictures of all of our hermit crabs there. Yes, we have brevy eggs. Actually, my brevies are somewhere behind me. Oh, you can't see them. They're right there.
It's huge.
They're hiding. Yes. Oh, yes. Hashtag captive bred I use anytime we post a picture of our babies, too, because people are always interested in the captive bred hermit crabs. So that's also really important. And then we use Instagram stories a lot. Just because that's where we can put out less professionals or any announcements we have. We use that a lot too. And, people can ask questions there as well if we're doing like a Q&A where people can ask hermit crab care questions or anything like that. The brevies never produce eggs. Bummer. I don't know. I think I have 1 male and 2 females in this tank. So
they're big.
Who knows? Yes, I think they're in 2.5-inch shells or something like that.
Oh my God.
How do you approach a stranger on Instagram when you can see their? Oh, that's a good question. So we just kind of have adopted some of the methods we do in the Facebook group, which is we don't say this is wrong, this is right, you need to fix everything, your crabs are going to die. Usually I just go on there and I say, hi, if you have any questions about hermit crab care, we would love to answer any of your questions, and that's about it. Because we can't force them to change anything, and even if sometimes they'll give them 1 or 2 tips if there's one specific thing and everything else is fine. But usually it's just if you have questions, you can ask away. And usually they'll follow us and then ask questions because it makes them feel more invited to ask questions rather than we're just like yelling at them.
Right. They don't want to be like judged right off the bat. So when you find these posts then, to advocate more, like on your extra time and whatever, do you look for those hashtags that you just listed?
Yes. So you can follow hashtags as well on Instagram. If you in your search bar, you can search like hashtag hermit crab and then you can follow it. So when I'm going through my feed, I can see new posts with that hashtag.
Okay.
And, oh yes, I can try and screen share. And so that's basically how I find the new post is just by following all kinds of hashtags. Let me see if I can pull it up. I should have thought about that. Now we get ready.
It's really cool. I know about following hashtags, but just the thought of like finding people who could potentially want to try to change is a really good idea.
Especially it helps just get the newer owners learning too. Let's see.
I think the other thing that people can try to do, especially like with all the information that you guys have and Crab Street Journal, is if someone posts a picture or talking about how, like if I were to put one and be like, this is how I built my pools so that they're up to par, then I would probably tag the photo with you guys in it or whatever. So then they'd be like, what's this tag? And they click on it and they end up at the right place. So they just don't go through the hashtag.
Yes, that makes sense. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to find.
Once you do that, I'm going to turn off my screen so that you can have the full screen to show it.
Okay, let me see. How do I share?
It's that little computer at the bottom next to your gear. And it should have like a red line through it right now.
Okay. Can you see it now?
I still see you.
Click allow. I keep clicking allow and then it doesn't allow. It doesn't do anything.
Okay, I'm going to leave. Maybe me being on here is making it harder.
Let's see. Click the icon, and then I click this screen I want to share. And then I click allow, and then it doesn't do it. You can try, okay. Yeah, it might be our computer because we have a Mac, an Apple computer, which, hello.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So it might take me just a second to figure out how to. So if I click on one of my pictures and if I click on my hashtag, see, it says I'm already following the hashtag, but yours would have a follow button here. And then you would see everything that's got the hermit crab hashtag.
Yes. And that's really where we find all the new people.
Sometimes I search for the word hermit crab in other languages.
Oh, that's
so
a good
I know
idea.
that kilomang is Indonesian. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does.
That is a good idea. I've never thought about doing anything other than English, but you know, there's so many people around the world that would have it in a different language that
And
it would make
this is how
sense.
I find cool photos of exotic species.
Oh, that's cool.
If there's something else you want me to bring up, you tell me and I'll drive and you can just guide.
Okay. All right. I don't know. And then a lot of times we'll get questions in our direct messages that we help people, you know, reference them to the group. And then sometimes we'll have very specific questions that's like really fast and then they're done. Or sometimes they will text back a couple days in a row and we just try to help them as much as possible. But we're always trying to be as nice as we can because otherwise we'll just run them away.
Exactly.
People just, if you call them out, they feel attacked instead of like you want to help them. And so that's why we just really try not to push changing it. Like, we don't start with that. We start with, here's one thing you can fix if they ask. But we always have them ask first.
I try to say something positive also. Like if there's something they're doing right, point that out. And then, oh, if you want more information, here's our website. I find that a lot of people just want to drop a Facebook link, and a lot of younger people aren't interested in being on Facebook or joining Facebook. They love Instagram, and
Right.
that's their social media platform. So you have to reach out to them on their preferred platform.
Exactly. So yeah, that's why we try to have, we have Twitter too, but Twitter's so different. It's not the same with pictures and stuff. And so I try to post on there, but it's kind of like, what do I post? Because it's just words. And so sometimes I'll just post my Instagram post to Twitter and hope they go over the Instagram.
Yeah, that's what I do. More. Everything that I put on Instagram pushes to Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr at the same time. So
yes. Oh, we don't have a Tumblr, but we should think about it. We're trying
a big audience on Tumblr also, and I know Kelsey Fainer is much more active on Tumblr. I basically just push posts over there. I'm not super active.
That's a good idea. And then a lot of times we'll just, Instagram and their stories have a question sticker that you can post where people can just post questions, and we'll put that on there kind of often just to see if anyone has, questions we can educate everyone on our page about instead of just in the direct messages privately, because we want everyone to learn and from those questions.
I'm really weak on stories. I am bad at Instagram stories.
It takes practice. It takes practice. I've seen a couple posts. Facebook, Tumblr. Yeah, I've never used Tumblr. I think I downloaded it once and then I didn't understand how to use it, so I just deleted it. So I'll have to look into it more.
How important is it to follow people back on Instagram?
Okay, that's a good question. So it depends sometimes on the person. Usually we'll follow businesses or people we shop from because we feel like it's important to promote those small businesses. And then it depends, because we can't just follow every follower that follows us. Otherwise, we'll have a problem where, we may not follow one follower and follow a different one, and then there's a whole problem. And so usually it just is we follow the hashtags and, we'll like hashtagged posts, and then the more professional businesses just to keep it fair among everyone. And then people, if we know them personally, not like personal people, but if they own hermit crabs and we know them, we might follow them. But yeah, we try to keep it fair.
I try to stick to just other hermit crab owners, but so every so often I go through and see who is new that's following me that has something hermit crab related, and then I usually try to follow them back because I think that helps increase engagement, because I don't spend enough time on Instagram. But if they know that I'm following them back and occasionally liking their posts, and they click on my name, or somebody else sees my handle on their post and clicks my name, it still gets me out there.
Yes. And you can also share, like if you're going through your feed, you can share a post to your Instagram stories, and other people can see it there as well. And so they may follow that to follow that person if they like it. And we try to do that as well, especially with the CrabCon stuff. We were trying to share as much of it as possible on there.
I'm going to jump off and let Jessica come back on.
All right.
You too.
Good to see you. I think I saw a question. Where was it? How do you advocate on Facebook as a person rather than a page? Okay, that's a good question.
Keeping your profile private without having a public one, a public entity.
So I can't remember exactly how we set up the page. Mom, do you remember?
It's a jewel.
She's next to me.
Sorry, they're gonna
I think you can set up a business page through your account. So we don't have a separate account. We didn't have a separate email and login for Crab Central Station. We just created a page through, I think if you go to settings somewhere, you can find it. And then it allows you to interact as Crab Central Station, even though I'm still logged in to my personal account on Facebook. And, sometimes I'll forget to, there's like this little drop down menu. You have to choose between yourself or your page. And sometimes I'll forget that I'm myself and I'll comment as myself and say, I think I did that on
I
a
did the
couple
same
of your
thing too
posts,
on your
actually.
guys's. I'm like, thank you so much.
That's myself and not our business. Yes, it has to be a business account, I think. And that's also how we do our Instagram, is it's set up as a business account. And it lets you like boost posts as ads and stuff, but we haven't gotten into that because it costs money and it's something that we're not quite into
So
yet.
how would you go about if like myself or someone else wanted to advocate like you are, like on IG or even on Facebook? How would you change your post so it's not like almost the same thing every day? Like, this is how you should care for hermit crabs, and this is what you should do to care for them. How do you mix it up so you don't seem like overpowering, I guess?
Yeah. So in the beginning, I actually had a little series called Hermit Crab Care Thursdays, and so every Thursday I would just post a little fact about hermit crabs. But I haven't done it more recently. I probably should do it again. But usually we just post pictures of our hermit crabs, and then if they need to know about care, we just send them to our YouTube. That way we're not constantly like going hard on care, just so that they can see pretty pictures. And sometimes we'll throw out some facts on our Instagram stories as well, especially with the questions that people are asking. We try to, I don't know, with all the different medias, you have Instagram stories, which is like they're shorter clips that you can post rather than a permanent post. Yes, Instagram is really visual, so we try to take good pictures. This camera quality would not work on Instagram.
So, like TikTok, I don't have it. I think it's like a younger generational type thing. But we see a lot of people in Lycos that are like, can you believe this person on TikTok is doing this and that, whatever. So is that like another platform that we should all be looking into, with like our crabs? And so we're on that same, I don't know how it works, like I said, but say search as the people who are doing the wrong care guidelines, so we're kind of like right there with them.
Well, we actually started a TikTok like a week ago, so we're not too into it yet. We're still learning it. But also, I think that right now there's this whole research thing happening with the TikTok, so we're trying to see what happens with that first because it might get taken down in the United States. So we're trying to wait and see what happens with that. But if nothing happens, we might still post on there. But I think the problem with younger kids, well, not a problem, but just something that can happen is everyone, since the posts are kind of easier to find on TikTok, everyone will just slam them with, that is not okay, you shouldn't be doing that, you need to fix this, this, and this. And so if we go and comment on that, we'll kind of be drowned out and people will be less receptive to it because they've already been slammed with everything they're doing wrong. And so they just either turn off their comments or stop caring about it because there's so many comments
about it. Yeah, they get overwhelmed and they don't want to keep hearing it.
Yes. So I don't know. It's kind of finding a balance. If no one has commented about it, we might say, hey, you can always ask us questions. Here's our YouTube channel or our Instagram, and feel free to contact us. But if there were a lot, we wouldn't be found.
Yeah. I'm definitely trying to share you guys more, like on my little business page, because if I start getting more people in, like, I really don't want them seeing, like, there's nothing on my Facebook. I don't really post what I'm selling, but I just love sharing your videos. And so I think that alone enough is like, oh, wow, like these people know what they're talking about. Let's go see, and get the ball rolling.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for doing the videos. They're great. I love them.
We try to share other pages too on Facebook because it's not just about us. We're trying to promote, any businesses or, Crab Street Journal as much as we can because it's a group effort. We're not the only ones trying to advocate here. And so as many people that can find other people similar not only will they agree with our care methods, but with other people's as well because they're seeing that more people are doing that. Whereas if one random person thinks that that's the right care, they're going to think, that's not normal. People are way overdoing it or something like that. it probably helps as well to show multiple sources. Yes, multiple sources. It's really helpful. Let's see, am I missing any other? Stop hermit crab abuses on TikTok. That's nice. I think it's nice that so many younger kids are willing to educate and try to help people, but they just don't know to try not to attack people because they are, I think, younger.
Yeah, they're kids. And that's hard. Like, I feel horrible. And I think that's the other thing, too, is when people are advocating for it, you don't want to come off, not you, but I'm just saying in general, people don't want to come off as being judgy. And I've never done anything wrong. Like, I'm the first person to say when I was a kid and we had hermit crabs, this was, God, I think like in 99. I was like only 8 years old. And now that I know, I'm looking back and I'm like, they suffered and they lived a really long time. And I wish that I had you guys to have helped me craft it. So if people can relate, that you're not telling them like you're doing everything wrong, you say I did it too, then they're going to want to relate.
That's what we try to do. You know, we post pictures. This is what we did in the past. And then if anyone points out, like in one of our older videos from a year ago, we had, I think it was some lucky bamboo, and apparently that was not safe. And someone pointed out and we were like, oh no, we didn't even, like that clip was probably taken on our phone one random day. And so we just had to, you know, comment on there and say, you know, someone pointed this out and thank you, because we did not even realize that we were showing people an unsafe thing and had to tell them that we messed up, which, you know, we're always going to be very open. If there's any new care, we'll say, you know, we just didn't know, and now here's a new, better thing you can do. We can't just stick to our methods and never learn.
I mean, it's a learning process. There's always things being like added or improved or taken away. And like Stacy pointed out, the new species was discovered in 2016, I think is what it was. So that's another learning curve. Like everything is going to come together as long as everyone is fighting together or trying to advocate together.
Another new species.
What?
Exciting. What? I haven't heard that.
What is it?
Felix told you? That's awesome. I need to hear more about this now.
Yes, the chart. Me too.
Oh yeah, those charts are awesome.
They're beautiful. Actually, Stacy, I don't know if you saw. So remember, I got that little square one that they had sent wrong, and so you sent me another one to replace it. I actually put it on the side of my tank, and so Sauron, the bigger one of my adoptees, like he'll just kind of go up to it, and he has like his antenna or whatever, and he just kind of like smacking them, trying to talk to him. But I think it's adorable. I mean, it's pretty.
It's cool.
Yes, it's adorable.
Are there any other questions I may have missed? Oh, and then also you can post links in the, it's called the bio of your Instagram, so where you have like your name, what your business is about. And so we always try to link either YouTube videos, or recently it's been CrabCon. Oh yes, let us know when Jonathan and Carol are on.
Yeah. Oh.
2 minutes. Okay, are there any last minute questions then?
Bye. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, you can change it often. That's the nice thing. I change it all the time. I'm like, here's an article, here's the CrabCon link, here's a video. I always try to tell people, go look there. And then I'm like, maybe people don't know what the bio is. I probably should put a picture. This is where you can
didn't know
find
in the beginning. I paid for an advertisement for my uncle's business, and they were like, link in bio. I'm like, what is the bio? I don't see a link. And I'm like, okay, that's what that's called. Like biography, I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
4 hours, yeah. But at least we still had it this year. So canceling.
It was awesome. Any other questions? And if you ever need, if you ever have questions, you can always ask. You can message me on Instagram if anyone has a business they want to talk about. Instagram.
I'll definitely be reaching out to you too. I'm very dense when it comes to that. We'll get there. Well, thank you for doing this with me, Brooke. I appreciate it. Or letting me join you, I should say. Thank you for letting me join you.
Of course. All right. Well, is that it?
I think so.
Oh, we're all live. Okay. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, everyone.